The rationale behind the Tuxedo-3 trial is multifold. On the one hand, we know that the molecule HER3 is overexpressed in brain metastases. We have seen that in a prior study on brain metastases of lung cancer and breast cancer. So that means that we have a treatment target that is of interest here. The second important point leading to Tuxedo-3 is that we have seen with other ADCs, antibody-drug conjugates, that they may be active in the brain in CNS metastases. We know that, for example, from trastuzumab deruxtecan, TDXD. And so we wondered and hypothesized that also HER3-DXd, patritumab deruxtecan, may be active in brain tumors, specifically in active brain metastases of lung cancer and breast cancer, and also of LMD. So that's what we tested in Tuxedo-3. I hope that our trial results will help to shape new treatment options for patients with brain metastases and LMD. These are patients that are in need of better treatments, as so far surgical options, radiotherapy options, and in selected cases also drug therapies are mainly used, and there's a high need for new treatments. Going forward, we hope that registrational studies will lead to HER3-DXd also reaching the clinic at some point, and if that is the case, patritumab deruxtecan may also be incorporated into treatment algorithms for these patients. In this patient cohort with a poor prognosis, after all, these are patients with active brain metastases and LMD, we felt it is very important to assess patient-reported outcomes and symptoms as we are operating here in a palliative disease stage. So we used internationally accepted tools to assess how patients are, how their well-being is, and used here questionnaires developed by the EORTC, the European Organization for Research and Treatment of Cancer, to assess quality of life and neurocognitive function, and a tool developed by the RANO group, and this tool is called NANO, so it's the Neurological Assessment Score, to assess the neurological function both at baseline and during study treatment, to see whether the treatment with patritumab deruxtecan has an impact on these outcome parameters. I have a long-standing, very productive and effective collaboration with MEDSIR, who acted as study sponsor for Tuxedo-3 and also a range of other trials that I'm leading at the moment. This is extremely good and productive collaboration, and I can recommend it to any colleague who wants to run clinical trials, especially in difficult situations like in rare tumors, with novel treatments like ADCs or even radioligand therapies, and on an international scale. LMD is indeed a disease that has almost been neglected in clinical trials. So we were very happy to see that cohort 3 of Tuxedo-3 accrued so well, which reflects the high unmet need here on the one hand, also the high motivation of our patients to participate in clinical trials with novel agents. And it also reflects the opinion of our colleagues, of our investigators, of the physicians taking care of these patients, who know that novel treatments are urgently needed. It was interesting to see that despite the fact that patients who were progressing after prior treatments or patients with newly diagnosed LMD could be included, only patients with newly diagnosed LMD were actually enrolled, thus showing the high motivation of our patients and colleagues to enroll patients in trials investigating new treatment approaches.